Hello, welcome to the Young Voices of the North podcast. My name is Owen, and I'm joined by Namirembe, Arlo, and Jan's dog. And today we picked 5 songs to go through on this podcast, and yeah.
Hi, I'm Namirembe, and for my first song, I chose Ma Belle Evangeline, which is from my favorite childhood movie, The Princess and the Frog. It is like a jazz musical song. This song is played when Ray the Firefly is professing his love to a star that he named Evangeline. This is also the moment when Tiana and Naveen started falling for each other, so it was one of my favorites since it's just so cute. Overall, though, I love the entire soundtrack. This movie is very important to me because of representation. As a young black girl, I was so happy that there was a Disney princess who looked like me. Lots of people don't really understand how important representation is, but it really does have a huge impact on kids especially. To be able to see myself on screen was mesmerizing and uplifting. She was one of my favorite Disney princesses then, and she is still my favorite now.
Okay, I'm Owen, and my first song is Tear in My Heart by 21 Pilots. I discovered 21 Pilots when I was 11 at Simon House Bible Camp. One of my counselors played House of Gold for us because we were going to do, every year we do like a parody of a song to thank the cooks at the camp. So that's what we were going to do with House of Gold. So he played us that song, and I liked it a lot. And then when I started going to school in grade 6, one of my classmates suggested, I think it was Ride by 21 Pilots as well as a song to play in class, and I liked that too. So I looked at more of their music, and Tear in My Heart quickly became one of my favorite songs of theirs, and they've inspired a lot of my musical taste ever since. So yeah.
My name is Arlo, and my first song is Gasoline by The Weeknd from his newest album. And the song's been out for just over a year, and I've probably listened to it every day since, not gonna lie. The song really helped me through a really, blurry kind of phase in my life. The song kind of feels blurry when you listen to it. Does that make any sense? Yeah. It makes you feel blurry. That's exactly how I felt when I was listening to this. I had a lot of toxic friends at the time. I was doing a lot of things I shouldn't be doing. I wasn't really going to class. I was heartbroken. I was just sad. It was just pure sad. And this song really helped me through. And I think it also really helped me through my dissociation at the time. It was like one of my first experiences, actually experiencing being completely just disconnected from my body for weeks on end, and I feel like this song really helped me through that. Especially when he says, it's 5 a.m., my time again, I'm calling and you know it's me. I was just, I don't know. It just felt like I was going through the motions. This song really, I don't know, represents that, I feel.
Yeah.
I feel like the Weeknd songs also have deep meanings usually that people kind of overlook. But if you really listen to it, you're like, oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
Right? The song is a really good you'd hear it going rollerblading or something, but when you listen to it, it's oh my god, that's me.
Yeah.
But if you have a chance to listen to it, I would do that.
Okay, so I adore musicals. One of my favorites is The Phantom of the Opera, and my favorite track from there is the medley, near the end of the musical. This scene of the play is very emotional and climatic. This is when the Phantom is professing his love to Christine and asking her to stay with him, but she does not feel the same way because she's in love with her fiancé, Raoul. So as you can tell, there are a lot of emotions flying through this scene, and the actors relayed these perfectly. Every time I listen to the track, I get goosebumps. I'm so happy that I even got to watch this musical live because it was just amazing. I loved it then, and I still love it so much now.
Wow, So when was the first time that you discovered this musical?
It was in, maybe like 2018, somewhere around there. I went to Winnipeg with my family, and my mom was like, okay, we're gonna go see the Phantom of the Opera. I had no idea what it was, but when I got there and I started listening to everything, it was just great, and I've been obsessed ever since.
Yeah, I hear it's iconic. I've never heard it, but maybe I should.
I highly recommend it. It's so good.
Good to know.
Yeah. All right, and my second song is Another One of Those Days by Cavetown from their Lemon Boy album. This song talks a lot about like walking around, and for me, I listened to this in 2020 during lockdown a lot, so it kind of, I don't know, like romanticized going on walks alone, so it made it easier for me to just get up and do that, because, you know, it was like one of the only things I could do, and it got me out of the house. So yeah, I listened to that one a lot, and it made it seem not so bad that I could just go on walks sometimes. Yeah.
Well, speaking of this album, my second song is 888 by Cavetown. I listen to this song as a love song. I think it's really romantic. I don't know. I'm just a soppy little guy, but I don't know. I like it a lot. I like how it sounds. I just, honestly, too many things to say about it.
What's it about?
It's about... Good question.
Put you on the spot. Yeah. Now I'm trying to remember.
Sounds romantic. Well, it talks a lot about like figure eights. The song is called 888, so just like, you know, I don't know, going through the motions, but you have someone you love by your side. That's how I take it anyways. And yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, good song to sing, good song to dance to. Would recommend.
Yeah.
Okay, so for my third song, it's On Bended Knee by Boyz II Men, which is definitely like my favorite 90s like R&B group. I first fell in love with this song when my mom was playing her like Spotify playlist. Like I just love the way their voices blend together. It's heavenly, quite literally. And that's kind of what sparked my love for 90s R&B. Like I never really listened to it before, but now like I listen to it a lot, and I like cannot get enough of it. So, especially since I just love the whole like 90s to like early 2000s aesthetic. Just with the music, it really like ties everything all together.
Yes, yes.
Okay, and my third song is Balcony by Dayglow. I listened to this song around when a few of my friends were graduating, Arlo was moving away, and yeah, just felt like weird, you know, people leaving and stuff.
It's such a sad song. I remember you showing me this, I was like, really?
Yeah.
Is that what it's about? Is it like kind of a sad song?
Yeah, kind of.
It's too relatable.
I kind of get that though, like a specific song like makes you feel so sad about people leaving. Like sometimes when you listen to a song and like you really listen to the lyrics and then you're like, oh, I remember how they left. Great. Now I'm crying. Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly.
Break your own heart.
Sometimes it's good. Sometimes you need that catharsis, right? You need that thing that's going to actually open you up and let the tears come out and just let you go through, let it out and express your emotion.
Yeah.
Whereas otherwise you'd internalize it, and that's not healthy.
Yeah. So I remember specifically when I first discovered this album, like kind of the whole album, but this one more specifically, I listened to it and it didn't really seem like a sad album because it doesn't really sound like it is. But then I was putting on music while we were packing up Arlo's room for them to leave, and then I played it, and then, yeah.
The lyrics.
Yeah.
So every time you heard it after that, you
Yeah.
associated it with packing up Arlo's room.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, that leads to my song, which is about basically the same thing. It's called Goodbyes by the Frights. It's basically about loving someone so much. It's terrifying because what if they leave? What if they die, you know? but also it's really good it's a good multi-purpose song, I'd say. Like, really, anything that has to do with, like, a goodbye in any way, this song is for you. Yeah, I don't know. I just have really great things to say about it. I don't know. Has anyone heard of the Frights before?
No.
Yeah.
The Frights.
What kind of music is it?
They're like, I don't know. They make kind of
Alternative,
alternative.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. But would recommend. Like, I never heard of them, but it's like genuinely one of the best songs I've ever heard. So, yeah.
The Coffee song is a very nostalgic song for me. So growing up in an African household, you're of course going to hear all the Afro beats that your parents used to listen to growing up. And this one in particular always stuck in my mind because my dad would always play it in the car and it was one of my favorites. Afro beats are definitely one of my favorite genres since it's a mix of traditional music and modern music. Though this one is pretty old, it's still really good. But I do also listen to modern Afro beats, and I'm 100% in love with it. Even yesterday at the NBA All-Star halftime show, they had 3 Nigerian artists performing, and I thought that was pretty cool. Like, I thought it'd be better if they perform even in like Atlanta over like Utah, but you know, it's okay. Like, it was still great. There was Rima and Burna Boy and Thames, and they really did an amazing job, and it's so nice for like Afro beats like to be getting the recognition it deserves like outside of Africa as well.
Nice. So my 4th song is called I Want a Dog by Hobo Johnson. I don't know, I was going through kind of like a rough point where I didn't really want to, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like,
is it like you didn't really have motivation to do things?
Yeah. Like I didn't really have motivation to do things, yeah. And I don't know, it just seemed like the things that he talks about in this song, things he wants, and like just how he envisions his life going was relatable to me. And yeah, it's a good song too. He has a different kind of way of doing his music that's, I think, pretty unique that I like.
Isn't it a lot like poetry?
Yeah.
Kind of?
Yeah. More poetic kind of thing.
So, do you find hidden meaning in his songs, or do you take it literally?
I mean, a lot of it is quite literal. Yeah.
Fair. So,
Yes.
you just want a dog?
Yeah.
You just want a dog?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, do you have a dog? Like,
Do you want one?
Do you want a dog?
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. Nice.
Yeah. And he talks about having like a really musical and like talented family that just works together on things like that. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Nice. So my next song is called You by Oscar Lang. Now, if you've heard of Oscar Lang, he makes a lot of like slow songs. I love slow songs because I cry a lot. I like to cry. Crying is good. But this is just a really sweet song. I don't know. It's just about how, I don't know. It's about like when you meet someone that, I don't know. You know when you meet someone where, I can't even explain what I'm trying to say.
Like it matches.
Like it
Like
just,
it
you
fits.
just, I don't know. It just
It works.
fits. It
just
fits.
connect.
That connection.
It
Yeah,
just works. And
instant
it-
connection.
It's kind of like, I don't know, a huge coincidence that you even met. You know? Like, kind of, I can't think of the right word, but
like unexpected.
yeah, like if I didn't go to this place at this time, this never would have happened, type of thing. This song makes me think of that, you know? Because, like, yeah, I don't know, it makes me think of when I met Owen. Like, if I didn't go to church that one day, we never would have met. And here we are 3 years in, so. So
Some of us, would call that the Holy Spirit.
but yeah, it's a really short song, but would recommend. Short and sweet.
So for my final song, I chose The Scene from Swan Lake. It's definitely one of my favorite classical pieces. When I heard it for the first time, my ears felt like they were blessed by angels or something like that. It's just so good that I don't even have words to describe how good it is. Though this piece, as well as other classical pieces, are definitely like extremely underrated. Like, I feel like classical is one of those genres that people think is like only for old people. And I definitely did used to think that way, but now that I listen to it more, I wish more people listened to it so then I could relate to other people. Because I feel like classical is one of those genres that conveys like emotions so well without using words. Like, you can definitely get like the clear message through just like with the dynamics and like note articulations and everything. It's very like I can connect with it like on a deeper level.
It's so good. I literally have like piano songs I'll just cry to.
Yeah.
You get it.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
But, like,
You just feel the emotions.
Yeah, that's really good. And my fifth and last song is The Good Part by AJR. Speaking of classical, that band tends to incorporate more like orchestras and string instruments into their songs, which I really like.
Oh, I love when artists do that, like modern artists.
Yeah.
So good.
So they kind of have, most of their music is like that. This one specifically opens up with like a violin solo kind of thing, I believe, if I'm remembering how it starts properly. Yeah. This one is probably the most recent one, like it had meaning most recently. It would be last year at the last swim meet of the season. My friend Alex, who we've been in Roadrunners, the swim team, for like most of our lives, I think like 10 years at this point together, and we always had like the goal of getting an A time, and he was graduating, so he wasn't sure if he was going to continue on, and I don't know, my mom wasn't sure if I was going to be doing it the next year, and I wasn't sure if I really wanted to, but we went to this swim meet in Winnipeg with the goal of getting like an A time, like we did like for the first time, and then we'd feel like complete and that we could quit and be done. But it just ended up being like a really horrible swim meet. Like, we just did really bad, and then so me and Alex were driving home, because I think us and our parents, we took two different vehicles, so it was me, Alex, and my brother Dean in one, and then our parents in the other one. And so this song came on like first thing, and obviously we didn't think anything of it. It was just a good song at that point, but it just spoke so specifically about like the situation we were in at that point.
just kept getting
like
deeper.
like for example, if I pulled up the lyrics here, have I done my best here, or will I be here next year, is the first line, the first line of the song. And that hit because we didn't know if we were going to be there next year or if that was the best we could do. So I think we actually needed to end up pulling over.
Had a moment.
Yeah. Another line is it called a happy end? If the work gets me where I'm supposed to be, will I know I've made it then? And that's, yeah, and then can we skip to the good part is like the main line. Yeah. It's like, oh.
That shattered you.
Yeah, it was tough.
Felt like the end.
We were reborn in that moment.
Yeah.
Realization.
Yeah. Because just after like 10 years of training and going to these practices and like not really meeting that goal that we had set for ourselves throughout all the years, because that's the thing too with the A times, is it's comparative to your age group. Mm-hmm. So we'd always get this close to getting the A time, and then we'd age up, so we needed to be faster to get the A time. So just constantly rose the bar for us, and we just never really got there yet. So we did end up going into next year. So this is both of our last years this year. So hopefully we get there this year.
You can do it.
But yeah.
All right, and my last song is called Hearsay by Freddie Dredd. Now, this is the type of genre I usually listen to, but I wanted to kind of mix up my songs that I presented, but it's okay. It's a very, like, speeding on the highway song. Like, I listen to a lot of, like, Suicide Boys, too. Like, it's very that vibe. It's just a good hype song. I wake up to these types of songs because it's like, all right, this is how the day is gonna go. Let's go. And like, I also take inspiration musically from it. because I do a lot of like backing track production, like for my own music, and I realized that a lot of my songs sound a lot like Freddie Dredd's backing tracks or Suicide Boys, so I just really like the sound of it, and just the different types of instrumentation that they use. I think it's really interesting, and I take inspiration from that.
Yeah, with my artists, all of them, I listen to a lot more of their music, but these were just kind of like the core ones that have most meaning. But all of them I take inspiration from when I write my own music as well. So right now, like what I'm actively listening to always changes, but these are ones that over time have had a lot of meaning to me. Like right now, I'm not really listening to any of these songs currently, but I remember they were important ones. So
Yeah.
I know all three of you are musicians, but are all three of you lyricists as well?
No.
I write my own songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Owen?
I'm not very good at lyrics, like writing lyrics. Yeah.
Really?
I find that challenging. It's hard.
It's
Well,
quite hard, yeah.
yeah.
I find myself writing the same song in 10 different fonts a lot of the time.
Yeah, but I think that is what people do who write
Yeah.
songs, right? Until you find the one that clicks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That has legs, that really works.
Yeah, I know back in middle school, I made really bad like rap music.
Were you like a SoundCloud rapper?
Yes. That's why I had experience uploading things on SoundCloud.
Oh, I see.
Yes, it was horrible. I would rip these YouTube beats, like X artist type beat off YouTube, and then like a lot of times I didn't even write my own lyrics. I went into the comments section and see what other people suggested for lyrics for the song, and then just took those. There's a few dumb ones that I did that were my own lyrics, like the first one that I made by accident, like in the change room for gym. We were trying to like rattle off dumb like little kid insults, so then I was trying to tell my friend he was a burger stand, and then I stuttered and he was like, yo, you should make that into a song. I was like, okay.
Burger stand.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly how it sounds.
That
That's like
is how it is.
nostalgic. Like 50 years from now, they'll be like, these were the kinds of music they listened to back in the day.
Yeah, it was all very like Lil Pump, Juice World inspired songs, mostly like between those two vibes.
I remember that era.
Yeah,
It's
Classic.
memorable.
it was a rough era.
But it's iconic. It's iconic.
Definitely an era.
Yeah. Yeah, now these artists, 21 Pilots, Cave Town, Dayglow, Hobo Johnson, AJR, are more inspiring to me than Lil Pump and Juice WRLD.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've also started listening to like metal more because my friends forced me to,
That
and I've
reminds-
just gained a taste for it. So
Yeah, I'm usually listening to like screamo music too. I did not include any here,
yeah.
but so good.
Our music tastes are very opposite.
Yeah.
You guys are like alternative, like rock, metal, and I'm like R&B musical.
Little Tchaikovsky films.
Yeah,
No, we,
classical.
we also both love musicals so much.
Musicals are so
Yes.
good. My friends make fun of me for listening to them.
Bro, musicals hit different.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's because it's a story. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, with other songs you can make up like your own story. So this is like the story.
Yeah.
And like you can feel the emotions that are meant to be felt. That's why they're so good.
And just like the style of the singing is different
Yeah.
too. It's just really good.
I was like shockingly intrigued when I watched Tick Tick Boom.
For real.
I was
Oh
like-
my gosh.
But also Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
Also Andrew Garfield.
Mm.
So,
Andrew Garfield.
yeah.
Yeah. Or what was the other one we did?
We
What was that one called?
We
What
watched
did we watched?
Dear Evan Hansen.
Dear Evan Hansen. Yeah, that one's a really good one too.
It's good songs, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely going to listen to those now.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
they're really good. Mm-hmm.
okay, so Jan, you did say you have one song. Which is it?
Well, it was really hard to pick because I had like, I don't know, like 50 to 100 at least. And they did everything from Bach to, you name it, it was up there. But I did pick one that I wanted to dedicate to you guys, but also to all the listeners. And I think you'd be surprised. It's Lizzo.
We love Lizzo.
We
love
Lizzo.
her. Like,
and it is, in case nobody told you today, you're special.
Aww.
And yeah, I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that. And it's a great song.
I love Lizzo's music and how like most of her songs have like such like deep meanings, like this is self-love and everything.
And that's exactly what she's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that she's very body positive. You know, I'm kind of like a larger girl. Zoftic. I like the word Zoftic. And she's really encouraged young girls who are on the bigger side to just feel confident. Wear what feels good. Don't worry about, you know, you're bigger, you should be in a brown paper bag and hold your head in shame. That's how it was when I was young. But that's not how it is now. And I'm so happy about that kind of thing. And she is, well, she did her undergrad in music too, right? So she was a flute player, and I love that she brings that in. And that she's got great songs. And yeah, I really like Lizzo a lot. You know, I still like my John Denver. And my high school favorites definitely were Led Zeppelin. So Rock On Zozo. You're all laughing at me because I know it's like your grandparents like what I like. But well, it's like really fun sharing with you guys and hearing what music is like on your brain and in your person right now. It's cool. And I'm going to go and I'm going to listen onto the Spotify. We're going to have a Spotify playlist, right? That people can listen to all the songs that we've talked about today. And I can't wait for that too.
All right, and that'll be all for our podcast today. Thank you, Jan, Namirembe, and Arlo for joining us. And I hope you enjoyed listening. Thank you. Bye.